Um, Before I start today, I just want to talk about how much my heart goes out to all my friends and family in Texas and how awful it must be. And I hope that you, or who anyone listening, I'm gathering you do have electricity if you're listening live, but I am like very unhappy that the politics of Texas made it so that you guys have to suffer so much. And I hope that everybody recognizes the need to change that and do something about it. But I just couldn't let today go by without talking about how many people are challenged today to stay warm and safe, have food, and be comfortable in their own homes. And I'm really, really sad that so many people are dealing with this today in Texas. And what I know is that the stresses of this past year, they've really challenged all of us. And of course, this great cold wave hasn't really helped any. It's challenged our ability to stay motivated, to stay happy and connected, and it's challenged our sense of safety and security, especially today, right? I mean, depression, isolation, and now this cold snap have become um, the isolation's become epidemic with everything we've been through in 2020, and of course now, still going into this new year. The counselors that I know, like all of them, like myself, have very full schedules, and we're in front of our computers all day, helping people deal with the very same stresses that we're dealing with ourselves every day. It, therapists I know are having to go into session to support their clients after having lost loved ones and maybe even having COVID themselves. All of us are challenged to find a way to find happiness in the midst of the mess of this past year or so. I'm Melody Brooke, and I've been in practice for more than 30 years, and I've helped people face stress, depression, trauma, anxiety, marital problems. And of course, I'm also an actor and a filmmaker, although not much of that is happening right now. Um, and I'm only just beginning to recognize for myself what the key to really feeling happy is under any circumstances. It's not something, of course, that we're taught to do. In fact, we're taught basically how to make other people happy and put our own happiness aside and put other people's happiness above ours. We are, most of us, trained to be pleasers, to look at what we can bring to bring smiles on others, even if it costs us in terms of time, money, or even just stress and our own well being. We're burdened with this sort of endless goal that we cannot possibly achieve to make everyone else happy, which we can't do. And how is it that we learned that exactly? Well, oddly, it's not necessarily due to bad parenting or abuse. It's just kind of this like normal thing that we do naturally growing up. We learn that if we can make other people happy, things go better for us in the process. We make our mom laugh after she's had a hard day. She's more likely not to notice the mess that we may have left in the kitchen or in our bedroom. It's sort of this adaptive and correct thing to learn to understand how we impact others and to enjoy the enjoyment that they get from us pleasing them. The problem, of course, is that we sort of get addicted to the idea that by making others happy, we can make ourselves happy. It's not really how it works. What we do is we seek out these opportunities to create pleasing moments for other people, even if it means that those moments are not so pleasing to ourselves. We end up ignoring our own needs. So it's so often encouraged by our parents because they're so stressed that they don't even notice that the habits that they have developed in their children. And I'm certainly not going to blame them. I'm not sure I haven't done it to my own children. But your parents, like mine, were doing the best they could at the time, and they just went on to enjoy the efforts that you made to please them. And then, of course, we get praised and encouraged to do more of it. We're mommy's little helper or whatever. And that praise feels so good that we keep going in for more. We learn due to circumstances or personalities of our caregivers to put their needs and others' needs and desires before our own. And of course, the problem with even talking about doing it differently is that we've been taught that to please ourselves is selfish. Ever heard that? To choose to do what is good for us rather than what's good for someone else is to be considered selfish. We're so entrained into this idea that we feel tremendous guilt and shame, some of us, if we even sit and watch a TV program for an hour or busy ourselves for something that's important to us. So we learn through repetition of the psychological and sometimes material rewards that choosing to put other people before us, we start to think of it as being more honorable or more respectable, even more spiritual somehow. And I've made this amazing discovery about people pleasing. It's a recipe for depression. We grow up to do that. It feels normal. And we come to expect to be treated with disrespect, to be discounted, and to put everyone else first. And of course, we treat ourselves as if that's what we deserve. We think in our mind that that is what is the way it's supposed to be, that other people are always supposed to be more important. And of course, what that does is tells us that we're not important and that we don't deserve any different. Can you imagine treating a child this way? Never listening to what they need, ignoring their requests, neglecting their need for time and for care. How do you think that child would end up feeling about themselves? Would they be happy and wake up excited about their lives every day? I don't think they would. Do you? So my discovery is that when we treat ourselves as though we matter and treat ourselves with respect and kindness, our mood improves. It's the same as if you were in the presence of parents who discounted your every need and desire and treated you as if you didn't matter, because that's what we're doing to ourselves. So if you want to turn your sense of isolation and depression around, start listening to what you need and desire. It is not selfish. I'm not saying indulge yourself in hedonistic activities, whatever that is that comes to your head, because that's indulgence. It's not, in the end, self-loving, right? What I am saying is that what is really, truly good for you, do that. And do those things with loving intent. Consciously start listening to what is good for you and choose to do that. Sometimes that means changing our eating habits or our sleeping habits or TV habits or exercise habits. You do those things because you're the only person that benefits from them, right? You do them because you love yourself enough to provide good things for yourself. Now, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't let a kid eat a whole thing of ice cream just because they wanted it, would you? Because you know that's not good for them. You wouldn't let them leave their clothes strewn all over the floor because, again, you know that's not good for them. You know that's not. So you make sure they get the opportunities to play because that's good for them. You make sure they get enough activity and exercise. That's right, because it's good for them. You make sure they shower and brush their teeth because, yeah, it's good for them. So when we do these things for ourselves, we don't do them because we're bad. We just sort of do them automatically. If we have not been doing those things, not been exercising, we just kind of automatically put other people's ideas about what's right for us above ours. Maybe we overeat because we can and there's no one to stop us, right? Or yell at us or tell us what to do, or because that feels fun. But the question is it good for us? Maybe we watch hours of television because we're bored and can't think of what else to do. Well, that's kind of like the COVID thing right now, right? But would not let our kids do that very same thing now, would we? If you want to buy things for yourself, and you want to start doing things for yourself, don't do them because you think you should do them. Instead, remind yourself that you're doing them because you love yourself. So you might say, I love myself, so I'm going to do some yoga today, rather than, oh man, I should get up and do some yoga. See how that shifts it? When you shower and brush your teeth, You just remind yourself that you're doing those things for yourself because you love yourself. You're the only one that benefits from them. Everything you do to care for yourself, cleaning your kitchen, going to work, buying gas, groceries, even going for walks or simply eating healthy foods, whatever it is, it's really simple. Just tell yourself that you are doing those because you love yourself. When you say no to something you really don't want to do, even though it would please someone else, you are doing something that is loving for yourself. Remind yourself of that. This is such a simple thing to start doing for yourself, although it might seem hokey or dumb when you first try it. Do it anyway. And then let me know. Come back to this post and comment on whether or not it changed how you feel about yourself. Because we spend most of our life talking badly to ourselves. Most of the time we focus on our mistakes and the things that we've done wrong, and we ruminate on how we wish things had gone differently in the past, but we don't tell ourselves that we matter. A lot of us never heard that from our parents. We never heard that we were loved, or certainly weren't even shown it, maybe by neglect or abuse. So those internalized messages are what we hear, not that I love you, you matter, I'm doing this because you matter. And I'm serious when I tell you that just even like the next time you go to go for a walk, the next time you go to fix something nice for yourself to eat, the next time you jump in the shower, remind yourself, I'm doing this because you matter, and start noticing the difference that it makes in how you feel. I look forward to hearing about it. I'm Melody Brooke. You can find out more about me at melodybrooke.com. And I have a book or two or three on Amazon that you can check out. The latest version of my book is on Kindle. Oh, wow, this changes everything, second edition. And I will be here again next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time if you choose to tune in. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to jump in here and see if anybody has, let's see if I can get on here and see if anybody's joined us. Okay, well, I'm talking to myself today, probably, hopefully not because you guys don't have internet or have any electricity. Hopefully you'll be able to watch this later. And just want you to know I'm thinking about you, and I hope that you have a warm, safe day today, and that you have plenty to eat and you have plenty of heat and can get your needs taken care of. And I just want you to know my heart goes out to you, my Texas friends, and people in the deep South who are also dealing with these issues, but most especially Texas. So I'll see you next week.